Situ Nan arrived outside planet Water Spirit and released his divine sense, which swept across the entire planet like a storm. With his nirvana cleanser cultivation and domineering, almost demonic domain, his divine sense possessed overwhelming power, causing the planet to tremble, the earth to rumble, and the sky to change color. The three Chen brothers immediately sensed the pressure, appeared in the sky, and were forced to retreat thousands of feet while using their full strength just to remain standing. Lei Ji was injured and coughed blood, while Big Head rushed to Wang Lin's palace together with Ta Shan to protect it. Most of the planet's cultivators were severely affected, with many coughing blood or fainting. Only Zhao Shui and Ling barely endured because of protective treasures given by the Chen brothers. Situ Nan's divine sense also swept over Wang Lin's palace, but Wang Lin was at the critical stage of refining the female corpse, and his divine sense had almost completely fused with hers. Since the female corpse was also at the nirvana cleanser stage, Situ Nan only detected her and did not notice Wang Lin. Master Hollow Wind sensed Situ Nan's divine sense, countered it with his own technique, and forced it to retreat briefly. Situ Nan then loudly announced that he would spare everyone if they handed over Ling who possessed a water spirit root, and Zhao Shui. He declared that the two injured nirvana cleanser cultivators on the planet were no threat to him. His voice contained a spell empowered by his cultivation, forcing the three Chen brothers to cough blood again. Master Yi Chen immediately ordered the activation of the planet protection formation. The three brothers each shattered a black token, creating 3 layers of black defensive ripples that completely surrounded planet Water Spirit. Although Master Yi Chen lacked confidence that the formation could withstand the enemy, he remained calm because Wang Lin was still on the planet. Situ Nan noticed the 3 defensive layers and the 2 injured nirvana cleanser cultivators. Unconcerned, he left his large bed and appeared outside planet Water Spirit. Excited by the resistance, he declared that he was obtaining cultivation furnaces for his brother rather than himself. He pointed with his finger and unleashed annihilation, creating a vortex filled with compressed origin energy. He explained that after his previous closed-door cultivation, he had refined and improved the Finger of Death, Demonic Finger, Underworld Finger, and related finger techniques, allowing him to destroy the planet formation within moments. The first annihilation vortex struck the outer defensive layer, creating a massive explosion that shattered the first layer. Situ Nan then used another finger technique, declaring, "One finger points at the heavens and earth. The universe is silenced," creating a much larger vortex that gathered enormous amounts of origin energy. He activated Annihilation Change, compressing the origin energy until it transformed into the power of law. A higher-level application of origin energy beyond simple absorption and condensation. This power resulted from repeatedly compressing origin energy until it underwent a qualitative transformation. Wang Lin's self-created spell also belonged to this category of power, which was extremely rare even among Nirvana cleanser cultivators and had previously shocked Master Hollow Wind. Situ Nan compressed the 100-foot vortex until it was only palm-sized before launching it at the remaining defenses. The second defensive layer twisted together with the vortex and was completely absorbed without resistance. The vortex then struck the final layer, instantly destroying it as well. With all 3 layers broken, the vortex continued toward planet Water Spirit. Situ Nan laughed arrogantly and declared that he had come to find concubines for his brother and would destroy anyone who dared stop him. After entering the planet, the destruction of the defensive formation caused the 3 Chen brothers to cough blood again because the formation was linked to them. Behind Situ Nan, the female cultivators of the Pink Palace followed, filling the sky, while the middle-aged man in blue arrived and rejoiced at seeing the Chen brothers defeated. Master Yi Chen acknowledged Situ Nan's extraordinary cultivation and asked for his identity. Situ Nan introduced himself by name. The Chen brothers pleaded with him to spare Ling and Zhao Shui, offering to make amends instead. Situ Nan refused, explaining that although he himself had plenty of women and cultivation furnaces, his brother was still only about 1,000 years old and needed companions. He boasted that his brother was very handsome and that Zhao Shui and Ling might not even attract his interest. Then demanded that the 2 women be handed over or he would kill everyone and take them by force. At that moment, Zhao Shui and Ling arrived together. Zhao Shui offered to leave willingly if Situ Nan would spare Ling Situ Nan carefully examined Zhao Shui and confirmed that she matched the rumors as a cold beauty suitable to become a concubine. He then examined Ling and confirmed that she indeed possessed a water spirit root. Zhao Shui completely ignored the middle-aged man accompanying Situ Nan. Situ Nan ignored Zhao Shui's request, waved his sleeve, and used a gust of wind to capture both Zhao Shui and Ling arrogantly declaring that he was taking them both away. Master Yi Chen watched Situ Nan take Ling away and felt as though his heart had been torn apart. Although Ling was a junior from a later generation, he had always treated her like his own daughter. Filled with grief and indignation, he turned toward Wang Lin's palace, bowed deeply, and loudly begged Wang Lin to help him. However, Wang Lin was completely immersed in refining the female corpse at the most critical stage. Although his divine sense covered the surroundings and he knew what was happening outside, he could not afford the slightest distraction. Hearing Master Yi Chen mention Brother Wang, Situ Nan suddenly stopped. His body trembled slightly as curiosity appeared in his eyes. After briefly asking who this Brother Wang was, he decided to see for himself and immediately headed toward Wang Lin's palace. Situ Nan's approach forced Master Hollow Wind to intervene. Originally, because of his injuries, he had no intention of helping the Chen brothers. But Wang Lin had spared his life twice despite their previous conflicts, leaving him with no resentment and making him feel obligated to repay the favor. Appearing before Situ Nan, Master Hollow Wind calmly advised him to leave after taking the people he wanted. Situ Nan impatiently replied that if Master Hollow Wind were uninjured, he might barely qualify to stop him, but in his current state he was not worthy. He immediately unleashed the underworld finger. The sky changed color as dense death aura spread everywhere. After Situ Nan's refinement, the spell had gained a trace of life with an endless death, forming its own yin and yang and becoming even more powerful. Master Hollow Wind gathered a massive amount of origin energy to block it. But although the collision forced him back several dozen feet, the underworld finger remained intact and continued pursuing him. Situ Nan then transformed the spell into underworld change, compressing the underworld wind into a concentrated destructive force. Realizing its terrifying power, Master Hollow Wind immediately retreated. Situ Nan ignored him and continued toward the palace. Big Head and Ta Shan attempted to stop him. With a casual wave of his sleeve, Situ Nan sent Big Head flying, while Ta Shan, relying on his celestial guard body, resisted the force and struck with an explosive punch that created a sonic boom. Slightly surprised, Situ Nan carefully examined Ta Shan before pointing a finger that instantly blasted him away. He remarked that Wang Lin was protected by a Nirvana cleanser, a Nirvana scryer, and a puppet with such an extraordinary physical body, making him even more eager to meet this mysterious cultivator. When Situ Nan came within 1,000 feet of the palace, he was stunned by what he sensed directly, his expression becoming extremely strange because the reality before him was completely different from what his divine sense had previously detected. Before he could speak, countless restrictions suddenly burst from the palace and rushed toward him as though determined to seal him completely. Smiling bitterly, Situ Nan stopped retreating and created a giant rapidly rotating vortex. As the vortex collapsed, waves of ripples spread outward, instantly shattering every restriction that touched them. Just as he was about to speak again, a sharp female scream erupted from inside the palace, piercing the heavens and forcing even Situ Nan to retreat several steps. The palace doors burst open and the silver-clothed female corpse shot out in a streak of silver light toward him. Situ Nan immediately retreated while casting the celestial entrapment finger. A purple ring filled with dense origin energy instantly appeared around the female corpse and rapidly multiplied into countless rings that tightly imprisoned her. The female corpse responded by spitting out a pair of scissors that flew around her body, cutting apart the rings one after another. Taking advantage of the opening, Situ Nan muttered that he had actually failed to recognize someone he knew and walked directly past the female corpse toward the palace. As he approached, he laughed and unleashed the mountain tremble finger. A gigantic mountain phantom towering between heaven and earth appeared behind him before condensing completely into his fingertip, causing the attack to carry the overwhelming force of an entire mountain crashing down. At that moment, Wang Lin's cheerful laughter echoed from inside the palace as an overwhelming physical aura erupted outward. The two forces collided violently, creating an unimaginable shockwave that engulfed the palace in dust and scattered shattered rocks in every direction. Situ Nan was forced back 1,000 feet. His entire body trembling as his right hand became numb. Shock filled his eyes as he realized Wang Lin had shattered the mountain tremble finger using nothing but the power of his physical body. Making him wonder when Wang Lin had become so powerful. Instead of being angered, Situ Nan became even more excited. Laughing loudly, he admitted that he had only used part of the mountain tremble finger's strength and declared that he would now display its complete power. A technique he had perfected after spending a long time cultivating on an abandoned planet. Wang Lin laughed in response and flew into the sky. As the two men faced each other again after countless years, excitement, admiration, and familiarity appeared in both their expressions. Without needing words, a single glance was enough to rekindle their brotherhood as memories of everything they had experienced together on planet Suzaku resurfaced in both their hearts. Situ Nan then unleashed the true mountain tremble finger. The entire water spirit planet shook violently as countless mountain souls emerged from every mountain across the planet and gathered around him like endless mirages. The ancient auras of hundreds of thousands of mountain souls condensed into one terrifying force before surging toward Wang Lin, creating the complete power of the mountain tremble finger by drawing upon every mountain soul on the planet. Seeing the true might of the spell, Wang Lin's eyes flashed with mysterious light. He slowly clenched his hand, causing the sky itself to rumble as though he had grasped the heavens within his palm. Preparing to meet Situ Nan's ultimate attack, Wang Lin clenched his right fist and threw a punch that manifested the illusion of an ancient god's arm. The devastating strike collided with Situ Nan's mountain tremble finger, which had gathered all the mountain souls of planet Water Spirit. The impact produced a world-shaking explosion and violent shockwaves that stirred the planet's oceans. Situ Nan laughed as he retreated, praising Wang Lin's astonishing progress after centuries apart. Wang Lin smiled in return, remarking that Situ Nan's secluded cultivation had clearly been fruitful. Delighted by their reunion, the two shared a heartfelt laugh, recalling their long friendship forged through countless life and death experiences. Situ Nan was genuinely happy to see Wang Lin reach such a high level of cultivation. While Wang Lin felt warmth from reuniting with his old friend, invited by Wang Lin, the two departed together, leaving everyone else stunned. The Chen brothers soon realized that the brother Situ Nan had mentioned earlier was almost certainly Wang Lin. While Master Hollow Wind quietly wondered about the silver-clothed woman who had emerged from Situ Nan's spell, Wang Lin and Situ Nan sat atop the mountain where Wang Lin had comprehended sundered night, sharing wine while recounting everything that had happened during the past several hundred years. Situ Nan joked that Wang Lin should have accompanied him instead of going to planet Tian Yun, while Wang Lin replied that the unexpected events during that journey had ultimately led to his current cultivation. Situ Nan revealed that he had already heard about the famous Thunder Celestial of All Heaven and was surprised to learn it had been Wang Lin. Wang Lin modestly attributed his achievements to luck. Situ Nan, however, pointed out that although Wang Lin appeared to be only at the peak of the mid-stage of Nirvana Scryer, the power hidden within him was so overwhelming that even Situ Nan had felt alarmed during their brief exchange. Having reached the peak of the early stage of Nirvana Cleanser and capable of battling mid-stage cultivators if necessary, Situ Nan still found Wang Lin's hidden strength astonishing. As he looked at Wang Lin, Situ Nan reminisced about the naive youth who had first obtained the heaven-defying bead, the disciple of Heng Yu sect who had not yet understood the cruelty of the cultivation world, the young man who lost his parents and physical body before being rescued by Situ Nan, the slaughter-driven cultivator who nearly became a monster, the cultivator who rediscovered himself after comprehending his domain, and finally the expert who rose to prominence on planet Suzaku and eventually awakened Situ Nan. He sighed as he recalled the day they parted ways, Wang Lin departing for planet Tian Yun while he himself went to planet Feng Luan. Hundreds of years had passed in the blink of an eye, and although everything else had changed, their friendship remained the same. Wang Lin also reflected on the past, remembering the vow he had once made beneath the night sky that he would never bow to heaven, ghosts, or gods, but only to his parents and to Situ Nan. He realized that without Situ Nan's guidance and protection, he would have died long ago in Zhao and never achieved his current accomplishments. Situ Nan had helped him establish every early cultivation foundation, taught him the death finger, demonic finger, underworld finger, the use of spells and treasures, allowed him to survive on planet Tian Yun, saved him from the scattered devil in the demon spirit land through the underworld finger, and even allowed Wang Lin to keep the heaven-defying bead despite knowing its immense value. Rather than coveting the treasure, Situ Nan had simply told him, "I gift you this." These memories left both men silent as the mountain wind blew around them. Sharing wine together, they laughed again, knowing true friends needed few words, only wine and companionship to cast away sorrow and preserve their unchanging friendship. Situ Nan deliberately avoided asking further about Wang Lin's cultivation, saying that as brothers there was no need to explain everything. He instead revealed that when he had been cornered on planet Feng Luan, Wang Lin had been the first person he thought of, and he confidently declared that one day the two of them would fight their way back there together. Wang Lin smiled and agreed without asking further. They continued drinking and talking late into the peaceful moonlit night, and Wang Lin felt a warmth he had not experienced for a very long time, reminding him of their days together on planet Suzaku. Situ Nan then recounted what had happened to him on planet Feng Luan. He said that while enjoying life there, he had accidentally encountered several women. Believing it insignificant, he had merely looked at them a few extra times and even engraved their appearances into a jade slip. However, the women had issued a kill order against him, forcing him to flee constantly from planet to planet for hundreds of years. Never able to settle anywhere, after emerging from secluded cultivation, he fought his way back to planet Feng Luan but was overwhelmed because the women had gathered numerous allies, causing him to suffer a major defeat. As Situ Nan spoke, his face unexpectedly turned red. Wang Lin immediately sensed something was wrong, examined Situ Nan's body with his divine sense, and after a long inspection, his expression turned increasingly grim. Situ Nan smiled bitterly and admitted Wang Lin had discovered it. Wang Lin asked what kind of poison could be so terrifying that even Situ Nan's cultivation could not expel it. Situ Nan explained that the women of planet Feng Luan had somehow obtained an ancient poison called Seventh Heaven. It was a remnant poison from the celestial realm, created by refining countless celestials over 100 years. The poison had no effect on mortals but specifically targeted celestials. Once it entered the body, it completely fused with the origin soul and could never be forced out. Its effect was known as 3 days of heaven and 3 days of hell. During the first 3 days, the victim remained trapped in blissful illusions while exhausting all mental strength. During the following 3 days, the victim experienced unbearable agony while dying. On the 7th day, the origin soul was completely destroyed. Although death came after 7 days, the victim lost all cultivation the moment the poison entered the body. Wang Lin looked at Situ Nan in confusion, realizing that despite the poison's description, Situ Nan clearly had not lost his cultivation. Situ Nan bitterly smiled after discovering his wine jug was empty. He took out a large jug from his storage bag, broke its seal, and drank directly from it. He revealed that he had only survived the poison because he had devised an extreme method, using a female cultivator as a cultivation furnace and practicing a special dual cultivation technique to stimulate the seventh heaven, forcing the poison to remain in its first stage and delaying its effects. Hearing this, Wang Lin's killing intent erupted. Looking toward the stars, he developed overwhelming hatred toward planet Feng Luan for driving Situ Nan into such a state. He asked if planet Feng Luan had any nirvana shatterer cultivators. Situ Nan replied that it had none, only up to mid-stage nirvana cleanser cultivators. However, there were more than 10 nirvana cleanser cultivators when counting their allies, making them a formidable force. Wang Lin declared that revenge against planet Feng Luan was inevitable, but saving Situ Nan from the poison came first. Situ Nan explained that the women of planet Feng Luan possessed only the poison, not the antidote. According to the records he found, the true antidote originated from the Rain Celestial Realm, so he originally intended to search for it when the Rain Celestial Realm opened. Wang Lin recalled the pagoda obtained from Zhou Yi, which contained the corpse of Celestial Lord Qing Shuang, a celestial lord of the Rain Celestial Realm. He explained his discovery in the demon spirit land and his deduction that the mysterious cave contained Celestial Emperor Qing Lin, the strongest celestial emperor of the past and Qing Shuang's father. If Qing Lin could revive Qing Shuang, she might easily cure Situ Nan's poison. Wang Lin believed they might not need to enter the Rain Celestial Realm after all and explained everything he had experienced in the demon spirit land. After listening, Situ Nan agreed to take the risk. Even without this possibility, He had already planned to accompany Wang Lin to the demon spirit land. Now they could potentially achieve two goals at once. Wang Lin also vowed that planet Feng Luan would never escape punishment. The two remained on the mountain peak, drinking and talking until dawn. After finishing his last jug of wine, Situ Nan teasingly asked whether Wang Lin had finally gained enlightenment regarding women. Wang Lin was puzzled. Situ Nan laughed, saying he refused to believe Wang Lin had come to planet Water Spirit for any reason other than the two young women there. He admitted he had originally intended to capture them as Wang Lin's concubines. But Wang Lin had arrived first. Situ Nan criticized Wang Lin for slowly pursuing women, saying that if it had been him, he would have simply taken them by force, claiming he had done the same many times during his days as the Suzaku. Wang Lin smiled bitterly and denied having romantic intentions toward either of the two juniors. One merely shared a certain fate with him, but not as a Dao partner. His thoughts drifted to Li Muwan, who remained inside the heaven avoiding coffin, and to Lu Mei, whose memory still filled him with deep pain. He quietly stated that Lu Mei was probably still alive, a feeling that came from his intuition after over 1,000 years of cultivation and reaching the second step. Situ Nan noticed the hidden pain in Wang Lin's eyes and sighed. He knew about Wang Lin's relationship with Li Muwan and had hoped finding another suitable female cultivator would ease his sorrow. He did not know that Wang Lin's wounds had later been torn open again by Lu Mei, creating permanent pain engraved into his soul. Wang Lin's life of love had been tragic. Li Muwan's death taught him the value of cherishing someone, but by the time he understood, she was already gone. His experiences with Lu Mei brought him even greater suffering. Although he spent 100 years resolving Wang Ping's resentment, it could not erase the pain in his own heart. Living alone among the stars was a loneliness only those who experienced it could understand. Wang Lin picked up the final jug of wine and spoke of everything he had lost during more than 1.300 years of cultivation. He recalled Situ Nan's teachings that the cultivation world was cruel and survival required becoming ruthless. He admitted he had learned to be merciless and had slaughtered countless enemies. But in exchange he had lost his parents, family, lover, child, happiness, and everything else. He questioned what he had truly been pursuing all this time. Situ Nan fell silent, unable to answer. Wang Lin recalled the helplessness he felt when his parents died because he had been too weak to change anything. He remembered Li Muwan's death, when he could only watch her grow old and die, powerless to alter fate or bring her back from reincarnation. He then revealed something Situ Nan did not know. After the incident with Lu Mei, she had become pregnant with his child. What eventually returned to him was only a soul filled with centuries of resentment, a child who hated his own father. Wang Lin lamented that all of this suffering stemmed from cultivation. Had he never cultivated, he would have long since returned to the earth as an ordinary mortal. But none of these tragedies would have occurred. He admitted that only Situ Nan, who had watched him grow from an ignorant youth into a cultivator who left planet Suzaku, could hear all the bitterness he had carried for over 1,000 years. Situ Nan silently handed him another jug of wine. Wang Lin drank deeply before laughing bitterly that cultivators could not even become drunk. His laughter was filled with sorrow. Situ Nan then produced a small purple jade bottle containing extremely rare wine brewed in the celestial realm. Although it offered no cultivation benefits, a single drop could intoxicate even a cultivator like a mortal. He handed it to Wang Lin, telling him that with Situ Nan present, he could become drunk for once. Wang Lin drank without hesitation. The wine burned his throat, and a wave of heat spread throughout his body. While drinking, he remembered escorting an old friend's ashes back to his hometown. There he had heard a sorrowful nursery rhyme warning parents not to let their children join Taoist sects because they would either never return or return only as bones. Wang Lin recited the entire rhyme, its words reflecting the helplessness and sorrow accumulated during more than 1.300 years of cultivation. Hearing it caused Situ Nan's hand to tremble. Wang Lin reflected that he had survived countless life and death crises over more than 1,000 years of cultivation to reach his current level. Yet he no longer dared to ask whether it had all been worth it. He could not imagine the happiness he might have enjoyed as an ordinary mortal because he had already stepped onto the cultivation path. Too many responsibilities and enemies forced him to continue. If he became timid, he would never survive. He then spoke about the son Situ Nan would never meet, Wang Ping. He had personally given his son that name in the hope he would live peacefully as a mortal and never cultivate. During his lifetime, Wang Ping had asked 3 times why he could not cultivate. Wang Lin wondered whether it was because Wang Ping truly lacked the ability or because Wang Lin himself never wanted his son to become someone like him. After emptying the bottle, Wang Lin finally felt genuine drunkenness for the first time since secretly drinking his father's rice wine as a child. Swaying unsteadily, he declared that what he pursued was something no one else could understand. Something only he himself knew. Before completely becoming drunk, 2 months passed while Situ Nan remained on planet Water Spirit. When the Heavenly Fate sect's formation opened, the All-Seer personally sent invitations to every old monster qualified to enter the Demon Spirit Land. The invitation contained only one sentence, announcing that in 10 days the Demon Spirit Land would open and they would enter the Celestial Cave. Although brief, it caused a tremendous stir. The existence of the Celestial Cave inside the Demon Spirit Land was already known among these powerful cultivators. And many believed that a living Celestial still remained inside. Most suspected that this person was Celestial Emperor Qing Lin, the strongest Celestial Emperor of the 4 Celestial Realms. While there was no conclusive proof, countless years of investigation had convinced many old monsters that Qing Lin had survived the collapse of the Celestial Realm, though he had been gravely injured and entered secluded cultivation inside the cave. More importantly, after entering the Demon Spirit Land many times, they were almost certain that he had still not recovered. Although the cave contained numerous celestial treasures and celestial spells, what truly attracted them was the possibility of obtaining the secret of reaching the 3rd step from Qing Lin himself. This was the true objective of the All-Seer and the other ancient cultivators. After receiving the invitation, Ling Tianao also emerged from seclusion with his own plans regarding the Demon Spirit Land. He sent invitations to his own allies and waited for them to arrive. Meanwhile, cultivators from many cultivation planets gathered around planet Tianyun. Although only a small number had received invitations, many more came hoping to gain opportunities when the land opened. Because the war between the All-Heaven star system and the Alliance had become increasingly intense, with constant battles breaking out, only a limited number of powerful cultivators came. Furthermore, the All-Seer's status as an Alliance elder discouraged many experts from attempting to benefit from the situation. 10 days quickly passed, and countless cultivators assembled above the East Demon Spirit Sea, the true entrance to the Demon Spirit Land where no vortex suction existed. The All-Seer arrived alone by stepping through the void, wearing white robes and appearing as calm as an immortal. He stood upon a black trident, something rarely seen because he almost never relied on treasures and instead dominated opponents with his celestial spells alone. His appearance shocked everyone, yet no one dared speak as they respectfully made way for him. He quietly stood above the sea, gazing toward the entrance as though deep in thought. Soon afterward, powerful origin energy fluctuations spread as old monsters arrived one after another. The old man riding a gourd, whom Wang Lin had encountered previously, arrived with 9 disciples and respectfully greeted the All-Seer before standing aside. About 15 minutes later, a beautiful middle-aged woman arrived riding red clouds formed from a spell, accompanied by 4 beautiful young women. Among them was the pink-robed girl whom Ling Tianao suspected to be the brilliant Void Saintress. She constantly looked around as if searching for someone. More Nirvana Scryer cultivators soon arrived. Some were from planet Tianyun, while many came from distant cultivation planets. They gathered in small groups to converse while repeatedly glancing toward the giant vortex above the East Demon Spirit Sea. Suddenly, countless rays of golden light streaked across space and gathered overhead, illuminating the entire area before condensing into a majestic purple-robed middle-aged man. He possessed a tall, imposing figure, a resolute face, and eyes like lightning that caused even powerful cultivators to instinctively lower their heads. Resting upon his shoulder was an intelligent star-marked sable that calmly observed everyone around it. The moment this man appeared, the All-Seer frowned slightly, while the old man riding the gourd became visibly gloomy. The purple-robed man politely greeted the All-Seer, who calmly addressed him as Elder Son. Soon afterward, overwhelming sword energy filled the sky as Sword Saint Ling Tianao arrived riding a red Qilin. Elder Son smiled and revealed that after receiving Ling Tianao's invitation, he had come personally, and that another important person had also accepted the invitation. Upon hearing this, Ling Tianao's eyes immediately flashed with excitement and anticipation. At the same time, enormous changes were taking place inside the Demon Spirit Land. Between the Fire Demon Country and Sky Demon Country, the Soul Refining Tribe had risen into a new dominant power with millions of members. The tribe aggressively expanded by devouring enemies, and nearly every member wielded powerful soul flags capable of releasing countless soul fragments that merged into terrifying soul beasts to consume opponents. Despite becoming strong enough for both neighboring countries to fear them, the ancient demons never moved against the tribe, leaving everyone puzzled. Among the tribe's strongest leaders, 13 had frantically gathered soul fragments for cultivation until he possessed enough strength to battle demon generals directly. Tribe leader Xianxia possessed 99 soul flags that could summon hundreds of millions of soul fragments, making him an extremely formidable opponent. The tribe's astonishing growth was the result of centuries spent searching every ancient battlefield, every conflict between demon countries, and every tribal war across all 9 demon countries to harvest soul fragments. On this day, nearly all members of the Soul Refining Tribe left their settlements as millions of cultivators carrying soul flags marched toward the Fire Demon Country in a magnificent army. Since the Fire Demon Country no longer possessed an ancient demon and had been left devastated after prolonged warfare with the Sky Demon Country, Xianxia, 13, and the other tribe leaders seized the opportunity to conquer it after hundreds of years of preparation and fighting. At the center of the army, more than 10 people carried a black statue that every tribe member worshipped with absolute reverence. The statue represented the ancestor and king of the Soul Refining Tribe. Throughout hundreds of years, both old and new tribe members had never forgotten the legends surrounding their ancestor. Continuous worship by millions of followers had caused the statue to gradually accumulate a mysterious power. Every member firmly believed that although their ancestor had departed long ago, he would certainly return one day and would never abandon or forget the Soul Refining Tribe.